Good day, everybody. For today's lesson, we'll have parallel lines cut by a transversal. Let's begin with parallel lines. So when you say parallel lines, these are coplanar lines that do not intersect. Example of this is this one. So as you see, I have here two lines which are coplanar and they are not intersecting. So it is written as this one. A is parallel to line B. So what are the other example of parallel lines? So here in a shelf, this represents a parallel line. Also in a railway, in a piano, and in your cell phone. Now let us have the transversal. So when you say transversal, it is a line which intersects two coplanar lines at two different points. So we have here the example a while ago, and when you say transversal, simply it is a line that intersects this parallel line at two different points. So line C is a transversal. So which of the following lines has a transversal? Number 1. Correct, that has a transversal. This one. What about number 2? Correct, there is a transversal. This line. What about number 3? Correct, it doesn't have transversal because only one point is intersected by this line. Number 4. Correct, that has a transversal line, this one. So let's summarize. Figure 1, 2, and 4 has a transversal because the third line did not intersect the two lines at two different points. So let us have angles formed by parallel lines cut by a transversal. Suppose we have here line A parallel to line B and it is cut by transversal line C. So it forms 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 angles. Now let us have alternate interior angles. So when you say alternate interior angles, these are two non-adjacent interior angles on opposite sides of the transversal. So meaning here, angle 3 and angle 6 are the alternate interior angles. And the other pair is angle 4 and angle 5. So we have alternate interior angles are congruent, meaning if the measure of angle 3 is 40, the measure of angle 6 should be also 40. If angle 4 is equal to 120, therefore, angle 5 is also 120 because angle 4 and 5 are alternate interior angles. What about alternate exterior angles? Simply, these are two non-adjacent angles on opposite side of the transversal. So this is your transversal. The exterior angles which are alternate are 1 and 8. Also, the other pair is 2 and 7. So we can also say that alternate exterior angles are congruent, meaning to say, if the measure of angle 1, if this is 140, therefore, angle 8 is also 140. if the measure of angle 2 is 50, the measure of angle 7 is also 50. Next, what about corresponding angles? So, when you say corresponding angles, simply these are two non-adjacent angles, one interior and one exterior on the same side of the transversal. So again, this is your transversal. So the first pair is 1 and angle 5. So one interior, that is angle 5, and one exterior angle, that is angle 1. Okay, next we have a pair of angle 2 and angle 6. So the interior angle is 6, the exterior angle is 2. Next, angle 3 and angle 7. And the last pair is angle 4 and angle 8. So what can we say about corresponding angle? When you say corresponding angle, they are congruent. So meaning to say, if angle 1 is 140, therefore, the corresponding angle 5 is also 140. Again, corresponding angles are congruent. Next, what about interior angles on the same side of the transversal? So this is your transversal. When you say interior angles, these are interior angles on the same side. So we have 3 and 5. The other pair is angle 4 and angle 6. So what can we say about the interior angles on the same side of transversal? So interior angles on the same side are supplementary. Remember, if it's supplementary, the total measure of the two angles is equal to 180. So meaning to say, if angle 3 is 110, so if this is 110 degrees, therefore angle 5 is equal to 70 degrees because they are supplementary. What about exterior angles on the same side of transversal? So two non-adjacent exterior angles on the same side of the transversal. So we have angle 1 and angle 7. So this is your transversal, and the exterior angle on the same side of transversal are angle 1 and angle 7. And we have angle 2 and angle 8. So what can we say about their measure? Exterior angles on the same side are supplementary. Okay, so meaning if you get the sum of angle 1 and angle 7, the total will be equal to 180. So we have, if angle 1 is equal to 120, if this is 120, therefore angle 7 is 60 because they are supplementary. If you add 120 and 60, you will get 180 degrees. So let us summarize. Linear pairs are supplementary. Interior angles on the same side are supplementary. Exterior angles on the same side are supplementary. Vertical angles are congruent. Corresponding angles are congruent. Alternate exterior angles are congruent. And alternate interior angles are congruent. Now let us have this example. So I have here the given line X and line Y are parallel lines, and line Z is the transversal. And we have here the given angle 1 equals to 110. So let us find out the measure of the following. Okay? Number 1, measure of angle 2. So remember, angle 1 and angle 2 form a linear pair. So if that is linear pair, they are supplementary, meaning the total measure of angle 1 and 2 is equal to 180. So we'll just subtract 180 minus 110 and we'll get 70. So measure of angle 2 is equal to 70 degrees. Next, number 2, measure of angle 3. So measure of angle 3 is, so 2 and 3 are vertical angles. So according to this one, vertical angles are congruent. If angle 2 is 70, therefore angle 3 is also 70. Next, number 3. What about angle 4? So angle 1 and angle 4 are vertical angles. Therefore, they are congruent. So if this is 110 degrees, angle 4 is also 110. Okay, measure of angle 5. So remember, angle 1 and angle 5 are corresponding angles. So if that is corresponding angles, they are congruent. So if this is 110, angle 5 is also 110. Next, number 5. Measure of angle 6. So to get that, remember, angle 2 and angle 6 are corresponding. Therefore, they are congruent. Okay, so if angle 2 is equal to 70 degrees, therefore, angle 6 is also 70. Okay, or 5 and 6 are supplementary. They are linear pair. So as you see, if we add 110 and 70, we'll get a sum of 180. Next, number 6. Measure of angle 7. So remember, angle 1 and angle 7 are exterior angles on the same side. So they are supplementary. So if this is 1 is 110, what's the measure of 7? So meaning, we still need 70 degrees to make it 180. Or, angle 6 and angle 7 are vertical angle, meaning they are congruent. And lastly, we have the measure of angle 8. Remember, angle 1 and angle 8 are alternate exterior. If they are alternate exterior, therefore, they are congruent. So if angle 1 is 110 degrees, therefore, angle 8 is also 110